Hello and welcome back to Transport Fever 2, the UK modded series. Thank you very much for joining me in today's video. Now, if everything has gone to plan, and there is no chance of it, well I say no chance, there's no certainty of it actually having gone to plan, but if everything has gone to plan, the release of this episode should coincide with the release of the first mapped save game on the workshop. That's the theory anyway. So, if that has happened, you will see a link in the description box to the workshop item that is this particular save game, set on the 4th of February 1920. This is, as the title suggests, a 1920 save game at the moment, and in today's video, again, as the title suggests, we'll be going through and having a look at a scenic tour. So that does not mean that I'm going to be going city by city, having a look at every single bit. We'll be jumping up and down the map, and as we do so, if I see something that is going to look quite nice to take a screenshot in, I'm going to pop down and take a screenshot. It might be trains, it might be a nice piece of scenery, it might be an entrance to a town, an approach, station, whatever it is. If I think it is a pretty good opportunity for a screenshot, I'm going to go ahead and take it. And during that time, of course, you will be able to get to see parts of this map that maybe you have not seen in quite some time, or you may have never seen at all. If you have missed certain episodes or are new to the series, you may have never seen those parts of the map at those sorts of elevations or angles or anything like that. This will also end up hopefully being some of the screenshots that you will see on the map save itself. Whilst we are doing that, I will be talking about what I expect going forward with this particular series. Things are going to be changing now that we've got to this sort of stage where all the towns are complete, all the goods routes are complete, everything is getting the freight that we need. Yes, there is more that can be done, but everything is complete and running. So going forward, things are going to change. This series is going to change a little bit as we get to the closing few episodes, I would say. That is not to say that this series is going anywhere immediately. Of course not. There are still quite a few episodes to go, but we are getting in to, I think I mentioned maybe 20 episodes ago, 25 episodes ago, that we were about 80% through this series. I think we are probably now 90% through the series, so you will be expecting, or you should expect, episodes perhaps for the next half a year, maybe, depending on what I do. So anyway, enough of me blabbering around as we head over Carnforth. Make sure you stay tuned. Let's get started, and let's start taking pictures of various different parts of this particular map and have a proper scenic tour. Now, for the purposes of this scenic tour, I am going to be just sitting around with it playing. This also tells me if there are any issues that might crop up, and I get to see what does and does not work. I always found this to be a fairly good picture opportunity. You will have it that the game will pause every time I go into photo mode, so there is that. And of course, I can change the environment to whatever I want. Cloudy morning is always a good one. I was considering using the NVIDIA app to do some, potentially try and do some messing around with filters, but I think it might be best if I did not. I wish the Z-axis fighting on this was better. That the Pullman coaches do have texture issues, as you can see. Once you are close up, it is fine, but it seems like these are two-directional or two-dimensional textures, and therefore they are fighting each other, which is a shame. But I'm going to try and get something that looks as best as possible to a potential screenshot. That looks like it. So we're going to go ahead and take that. And what I will do is I will probably add every single one of these screenshots that I take today as another screenshot, simply because if I do get to go back maybe in the future and these are upgraded, it would be nice to see how that all changes. Here comes a train. Is that a decent screenshot? Let's have a quick look. Yeah, that is not bad. That is not bad at all. Something, maybe not 85mm, 55mm. Zoom in a bit. It's nice to see that in the distance. The trees does give it a good look. That is not ideal. Default is no good. Cloudy morning. Honestly, I think what we had was pretty good, but fair morning works reasonably well, I would say. So I'll go ahead and take that as a screenshot. And perhaps just enjoy the little bit that we have here as well. There we go. Lovely. That one is not getting saved simply because I've just forgot to save it. I said I was going to do that and then I did not do it. So you know what? I will, just for the sake of it, I'm going to add that and actually take that as another screenshot just in case, because these bits will of course change. Right. Next bit, not much here to take a look at. Town from this angle, not really. Over here, well, once this fills in, perhaps it will look better. But at the moment, none of that looks very good. This could look interesting. Somebody left a comment mentioning that they wanted to see these hedgerows from the ground level when I made a post on Reddit. So I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and do one of those and actually have a level crossing with it. So you get to see this from the roadside. I think for this we probably want to go back to a 35. That was a 35mm camera, was it? Okay. That train should start moving. If it does not, something else is clearly on its way that I've got wrong. This is not a bad spot. In fact, that is an even better spot to sit and watch. It's a bit of actually, there is something I could fix here that might look even better, and that is if I were to go ahead and replace this crossing with a wooden section and then do that. That looks much better. Who's waiting for what is my question. Let's fast forward this a little till we can hear a train. Nothing is moving. It's potentially a good screenshot there. Train in the distance. I mean, that embankment could maybe do with a little bit of work. Now I have to think about that. This horse is moving along at a rapid speed. Maybe let me just get a decent angle on this. I want to be able to see... Yes, that looks like a decent angle for a set of screenshots. I'm going to grab that, and then what I can do is... Maybe I shouldn't have taken the screenshot just yet. I want to find out what it is that's holding what up. Who is holding what up, and where and why? Because this is clearly waiting for... Wants to go to Bracknell East. Right, so it is waiting for that train. So that train is going to get to be... I don't want the path. That train is going to get to be in multiple shots, it seems. That's a bit... That's quite a day. Let's make that quite hazy. Can we make that? Nope. Cannot do much there. That makes it much brighter. Let's make it a little bit darker. Something like that. Bit of a foggy day. That's way too much. I mean, that is not bad as a potential. That is not bad at all. There's a screenshot for that area. Lovely. Okay, done. Let's continue. So we get to see that. Slow that right down. Does this look any good? It isn't a bad. Again, this isn't terrible. It looks reasonable. This one I might take from a slightly different angle. This is not one that I think is going to be... could I? Maybe I should. Maybe I should add everything to this, no matter what it is that I'm taking today. But that certainly is not too bad at all. So that's Carnforth's food processing plant. I made this a very, very, very long time ago, maybe 200 episodes ago. Yes, I think it must have been 200 episodes. And yet it's still functional. It's still doing what it needs to do. I remember designing all of this as well. You can see that there are improvements that could be made to this design if I were to change this from what it is, which is a road, to one of the assets. But the time it is going to take for me to do this... Did I get the food processing plant in from that angle? I did. Good. So the farm and the food processing plant. This as well I made some time ago. Anything from down here? Does this look any good? Again, I think I should really change these to wooden. I think it just looks better if it's wooden. Any trains coming through? No. Oh wait, there will be... Looks like there will be a train coming through momentarily. Yes, with the timetable... With the timetables, a train should be coming through momentarily. Potentially I could put a signal box here. Which I'm not entirely certain. I mean, this is still a good view. You know what? I am going to do that. I'm going to break this. So these are the few little bits that I'm going to change around as I'm doing things. I think this is a good idea. Let's pop a signal box in, shall we? like that off the railway or like this. I think we should have it like this so that it's looking at the railway. Height needs to be ground. Yes, let's do that. And base material, auto, yeah, that all looks fine to me. Yep, that looks fine by me. Fine to me, should I say. Just need to get rid of these horrible bushes. Now, I did try to remove this mod, but unfortunately that it caused all sorts of grief. I tried to remove it a long time ago, and it's embedded itself into my save game, and it is just not very nice. Now, speaking of save games and how things are going to be going, one of the things that I will say about this save game is that you are going to need quite a beefy machine to be able to run this, because with the amount of mods that I have on it, it is going to be, I do think that this needs a bit more haze. It needs to be a little bit more like that. There we go. Yes, I do think that with this particular, that was not planned, by the way. With this particular save game, you are going to need quite a lot of RAM. Definitely powerful. You'll need a fairly powerful. You'll need a fairly powerful machine. I think that if you have 32 gig of RAM, you should be absolutely fine. I cannot see this needing much more than that overall, but you never know. How has that managed to get stuck in traffic? That was not part of the plan. Off camera, I've also gone ahead and fixed some remaining issues with goods yards. I may have missed one or two. I do apologise. If you have a save game that has a couple of broken goods yards, hopefully it is not something that causes too much in the way of problems. Is there an opportunity here for a screenshot? Because this looks good, although I will admit, and this is probably something I am now going to immediately fix, I am not a fan of what I did here. I remember what I was trying. This was a long time ago. This was before we had some of the really nice textures. And so I'm going to get rid of this and replace it with something much, much better now. You can see just how it really is not ideal. Then we have a whole field full of it. Honestly, I'll keep the field, but I'm going to just do a quick replacement here. And we can use, let's have a quick peek, shall we? See, that is just so much better. It isn't what I'm after, but all of this is just a lot better. We don't want reeds. Cornflower is not bad. I was going to try and get something, dry meadow. Forest edge, no. That could be useful for a few things, though. Rice, tobacco, underwater, shore, green meadow. So much better. That is what I'm going to place across this area. And we'll do something like this. There we go. So up to there, let's just go ahead and do that. And I'll just mix it in with a few things, and that can be where I put a bit of my scenery. So again, these are all the bits that I remember when I first did all of this. It took a lot. I'll say it took a lot of work to do this, and then I very quickly realised it is unfeasible for me to do this sort of detailing with the time I have. Absolutely unfeasible. See, that's good enough. I'll put a few yellow flowers in if need be. There we go. Some there and there. A few there. A few there. There we are. It's just a bit of a more wild area. Okay, now I'm okay to take a screenshot here. Yes, now I'm not against it, because this looks very, very good. In fact, this is just the perfect screenshot right now. Perhaps at that angle. And this is what I wanted to do with the entire map, but obviously not possible. Not possible at all. Again, I'm just going to do a bit more, make a few edits. There, that is better. We'll do that. I'll save that there. Let's have a quick watch. Is this one ever going to move? It's the question. Should we sit here until this one moves? Why is this one not moving? It probably has to go through Cornforth, and there's a train there that is stuck. That's probably it. I don't think we can hang around here any too much longer. We'll stay here for about 30 seconds and then see where we go from there, shall we? Now, whilst we are here though, I guess I can talk about what I'm planning to do going forward with this series. So, over the past 200 odd episodes, we have progressed from the year 1850, which was not ideal. I wanted to start before 1850, but the mods were not there to be able to successfully do so at the time, because I wanted a lot of this to be built up by 1870, for example. But then this series took on a life of its own because it went all over the place. I never thought I'd do this sort of detailing with the series. Well, we're not going to stay here any longer. Let's continue elsewhere. Right. And I may need to fix this issue, though. Why are you sitting here? That is my question. You're full. You need to go. That's one. Not you. Stop. Oh, it says stop 18. Why did it not go before? Okay. I'm going to send it along anyway. Just go. Reason being is that in Bracknell it can sit there and it should be okay. That should help. Right. Oh, we've caught up with our Pullman train again. This is always a nice. No, this isn't quite the view. This bit here is always nice to see. So from the ground level, looking at. I remember this. This was at the time I thought this was an incredibly low bridge. It isn't such a low bridge, but I do see a fantastic opportunity for a screenshots here. Because we are right up on the road. You get to see a lot of how this looks. Yes, this is a very good screenshot opportunity. So we're going to wait for a train to arrive right here. Let's do. I don't want such a cloudy day. I should pause that. The train is already arriving. That is not bad. Again, I think there needs to be a bit. It's just a bit too bright. Not quite. Not quite at all. What does this figure do? I don't know. Absolutely no idea. But I do want to brighten this. That's far too bright. Sorry, I do want to darken this a bit. There. That is not bad. Right. Add that as a keyframe. And we shall see if I can get the screenshot. Train will be on the opposite side of the track, but it should still work. There it is. Now that is a pretty good spot to watch trains from. You can even sit and watch them going out in that direction. From here, I'm not. I wanted this to be a good spot to look at this from, but I've never quite found that this one works. Let's just see if it does from here. I guess maybe it's because of the graphics limitations that it does not quite do what I wanted to do. In fact, to be honest, that's pretty good. Cross over the road. Let's take it from here, maybe. No, I want to see that. Let's see how well that works for the train in question. Hopefully the issues are not too visible. Oh, they really are. But perhaps I can do something with that. That is a shame. That was a really good angle. I thought that would not end up being a good angle. I never really looked at it. I looked at it like this a few times. I thought that is not very good, but from there, that is very good. Just obviously that issue. Yes, I think this bit just needs a photograph full stop. The amount of times I've taken pictures in this area, though, is I've got pictures for this when this was just a couple of tracks and this was just 2 tracks in, and yes. But this was an important part of the map, and it still is. It still is working and doing what it needs to do. So that is good. Right. This branch. I always like this branch. I've taken pictures already in this area. Sitting at this station is always nice. But which one's moving? Who's going? Who's leaving? I mean, this is potentially a good spot. Just sit in early station. Down on the... Interesting. Hello. Look at that. It's an illusion. Down on the ground here, it's an interesting angle. Not something... I think you could take I'm not sure the pictures look great from here. But this is definitely an interesting angle to look at it from. Possibly. A more interesting angle might be from on top of one of these. if I can manage it. And we'll see how early station looks now and how it looks in the future. That is a 35mm one. That's not too bad, I guess. Let's do that, and I'll take that as a... Oh, can I do anything fancy with the weather? Afternoon. Again, I still think it's always a bit too bright and not enough haze. And everything looks a bit flat. Not sure why everything looks a bit flat there. That looks a bit better. There we are. I'll take that as a valid screenshot. Okay, continuing down. So this bit was always really nice. Another bit that I think, unfortunately, we're not going to get to see much of, but this bit was some good spots here to see trains, but I'm not sure where the nearest trains will be. In fact, maybe I should put that on. There we go. Now we get to see where all the trains are. Who's going where and who'll be popping down this line. That one is about to come down this line. Good. Absolutely perfect timing. Let's go, I think, here. Will not need to change anything. Just going to stand in a field and we shall admire a bridge. It's not got much, it's not giving me much. I need a bit more information about this bridge. I need a bit more angle on this bridge. Let's admire a bridge. There we go. That's a little better, isn't it? Let's not have to show up the whole bridge like that, but perhaps that's much of it. And we'll watch the... What has just happened there? Go back to the... Stop that. No. No. Stop. Go back to my keyframe. I did not mean to do that. Did not mean to do that at all. That is what I meant to do. Moment of panic. Just a moment of panic. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be able to show off the entire map, even though we've got this scenic tour everywhere. But hopefully, this will give you enough of an idea of, or at least I'll be able to put it on the screenshots. This should give enough of an idea of what the map has to offer. Now, before I did get distracted. I did say that it took me a long time to get from 1850 to 1920 in this series, and that is... Oh, there's a train down there as well. 1850 to 1920 took me quite a long time, 230 episodes. But going forward, in the next episode that you see, we will be working in the year 1925. Now, I haven't yet figured out how I'm going to do this, so I'm not sure if those episodes, if we're going to be doing a time-lapse episode, 1925, do a bunch of work, and then do another scenic tour, which I think would look really good. Like, for example, look at that. This spot here is just a great spot to watch trains, if there were any trains about. Hello? Are there any trains about? There's one. All right, well, let's, I guess, sit right here. I think I've sat at this spot before. It just shows that this is a really good spot, because this is definitely not the first time I'm sitting at this spot. Yes, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing this as a time lapse, and then saying, right, from that time lapse we're going to, well, that's a bit, whatever it was before, I preferred that, and then from there the next one will be, what's that do? Oh, that's quite nice. From there, then we will have another episode of just looking around, Scenic tour, seeing what has changed, and maybe doing some comparisons with the past. And what I'm going to do is I want to go in increments of 5 years. So if the next episode is going to be 1925, the next jump after that, whether that is 2 episodes later or 3 episodes later or 4 episodes later, will be 1930, 35, 40, 45, 50, so on and so forth. Now, if we think about it, that is going to be, so I've got, let's say 2 episodes per, oh, there's loads of trains coming through right now. This is a spot. That was unplanned. That was not planned in the slightest. But yes, so at the very least, we are going to have 2 episodes per half decade. So at the moment we're in 1920. I want to get to at least the year 2000, I think. Possibly 1990, but 2000. If we get to 1990, I am perfectly all right with that. But yes, get to the year 1990 or 2000. Let's just say 1990 for the sake of it. Therefore, I need to have another... So we've got 70 years, 14 episodes. Now, if we do... No, that's not right, because we're going in... It's going to be 14, it's going to be 28 episodes. So we're going to have to look at 28 episodes for each of those. Now, things might get a little bit more complicated in that because of the simple fact that some of those episodes might end up being a much longer. Again, time lapse and the like might be something I need to think about. That's pretty good. There we go. Yes, time lapse and the like is something I might need to think about as an option. Not all episodes are going to be time lapsed, but some of them, obviously, I need to figure out what I need to do with them. What do you want to see is a really good question. What do you want to see going forward every 5 years? Or should I skip 10 years? Maybe I should just do 19, 20, 30, 40, etc. Is that the better option? I'm now just trying to find any opportunity to take pictures of anything. Yes, maybe that would be the better option. I do not know. Let me know in the comments box what your thoughts are. But that is what I was planning to do as best as I can. So if that is going to be 28 episodes, if I do each one with a building episode and a show-off episode, building episode, show-off episode, or maybe 2 buildings and a bit of showing off at the end, something like that, that should keep us going for the 28 episodes that I was intending for us to do. That means that we will be rapidly going through things, and trains are going to be changing quite a lot, and I think that just keeps the interest in this series alive as we go through towards what is going to be the end. You're not on the right track, are you? Oh no, you are. You're a semi-fast service. Sorry. My apologies. I'm not. I didn't realise. I did not realise, but yes, you are on the right track. This was a bit I fixed very recently. Guess I could take another picture. See, that does not look too bad at all. Because you can just about see... In fact, if I did that... That is a very good view. So you've got the bridge, you can see the gasometer, the city, the train. That's a really, really nice view overall. Let me just get this angle just a touch better. There we are. It would be interesting to see once this road is modernised, how it ends up looking. Because once that road is modernised, I think it's going to look very, very, very different, this whole area. I can hear another train. I might take a second screenshots here. That sounds like a freight train, right? Or is that another Pullman? It's a lot of noise. It's a Pullman probably. Yeah, it's a Pullman. There we go. They have a really good... The textures might be a bit wonky, but the sound set on those carriages is very, very good. Right. Anyway, back to scouting around. I always wanted to take a... I want to see if a picture here would ever look the part. So we're going to try. Right there. Just to see if it will look right for the situation. If it does not, I'm not going to take the picture. Honestly, it does not look wrong. It definitely does not look wrong. In fact, it looks very good. This is the only reason I did this sort of detailing, because I wanted to be able to capture this sort of screenshots, pictures, imagery, whatever you want to call it. Just add that haze. Still don't know what that does. Drop that, and you know what? What would happen if I did a 180 degrees rotation of the sun? Just do something like that. There we go. That looks even better. Now imagine this in the future with an Intercity 125 rumbling through it. That's going to look quite good, I think. I do think that is going to look quite good, and these buildings that I chose were very good buildings for this. Just found another great screenshot. I know I'm doing a lot of this, but that's what this is all about. And hopefully you are not fed up of these screenshots yet. Yes, because I think that really shows off what I've done, what I did with all of this. It really does show off what I did with all of this. Let's bring that down somewhat. Take that back to 0, see what happens. It's not bad. Maybe about there. There we go. And I think that's pretty nice. If I let this play, not only will you see this, hopefully we should see the other train. The Pullman that we just saw should be popping along through here as well. Not on this route, so you'll see it on the right-hand side. actually, this is probably some of my best work. It's just a shame that this is a little bit downwards. Maybe I should have improved that. Possibly I could go back and improve it. But this is pretty good. This is pretty good going, I'd say. Is that train coming this way too? What is that train? I think it is. Well, we'll just let it pop along. There comes the Pullman. So that is behind us, but you will see it on the right-hand side as it continues down that upgraded main line. Now that train's turning... Oh, it's not behind us, it's straight... Right. That was not what I was expecting. That was... Okay, well, that was a mistake. Oops. And this is not the train I thought it was as well. So, there we go. It's like trying to think of an angle where this is going to look reasonable. Inside the Pullman, what do we see? Oh, no. 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 Okay, well, I was expecting that to be behind us, not there. I hope I took that keyframe right. Oh, I didn't. Oh, rubbish. It's fine. It's fine. We're here. I can try and recreate it. I have to remember to take the keyframes. So it's that. We could see that bit. The train was about there. We were down here. Oh, and we know we were on the track. So let's go back to the track. Was that it? I think that was it. That's the angle. Let's go ahead and grab that. It's fine if it isn't quite right. So this area, yes, I did very much think that I did this really well. Even taking a picture here with all the parked wagons and stuff and the hills in the distance. I thought I think I did a reasonable job here. This one I'm not going to well, I am going to do this because this might change, actually. So let's do that. And I know I've already spent nearly an hour looking at all of this, and I do appreciate that. Maybe this isn't quite as interesting for everybody else. But I thought the series is, things are going to be moving on very rapidly now. It's probably a good idea to have these things done and documented. For example, I know that isn't anything special, but it's not bad. That looks very realistic, in my opinion. And so to see such a thing, I would like to perhaps have that documented. There we go. Do that. Slight rotation. Bit more haze. Can we turn it to a bit more? Nope, that's not happening. Not happening at all. There we are. Now this is probably not going to change through the entire rest. Well, that bit there might change, but the rest of this is probably going to stay exactly the same. And ideally, I would want to keep these churches, but they're residential buildings and they seem to crop up and then disappear. Also, I want to know how they've managed to do that, how they've managed to get that rounded. That's interesting. Any good views from here? From the station, not too bad, but I'm not really too fussed about that. Again, I can always go back and do a whole bunch of others. This was always nice. I did find this bit pretty good, but I'm not sure if the view is good enough. Maybe if we have, let's see. No, there's nothing really here to be pleased about. It's not spectacular. It's all right, but it is not spectacular. And that would be interesting. You're up here and you look down there and see a train, but again, how are we going to do that? It's a bit... Where's the train? It's down there. It is interesting. It is very interesting, but maybe not screenshot worthy. Unless you were, here, for example. But that's fine. Right, let's have a look around here. These bits were all right. Nothing special. Why is this not? Oh, it is. It's just quiet. That's all. I did like this design. I did think that I got this relatively well made. Yeah, this was one of my somewhat better designs. At this point in time, I was getting better at doing all of this. And that's really why these designs got better. Because I just got better at building these things. That train's leaving the station. Should we watch it leave? Why not? There we go, we'll watch it leave. No screenshots or anything, let's just watch it leave. As I said, scenic tour. Just stopping everywhere. Wandering around. And following the lines along because it's just a little bit easier. There we go. Goodbye, train. Right. And I did do all of this, so that's great. I've got this. I've got the speeds correct. Anything interesting to see here? Probably not. Could I make this all uphill or flatten it or anything like that? Probably not there either. If a train was going through this right now, that would be a good screenshot. But I'm not sure there is a train that will be doing such a thing. That one will be. This one will be going through. How long will that take to get here? So I think that could be a fairly good screenshot. It's just in the middle of town. It does give it old railway. It does very much feel like an old railway. That... Right. Not you. I just want just that. Go. Industrial yards, old railway going over the top. I think this could be a very good. In fact, possibly even better from this angle. Yes. Okay. I'm going to wait for that train to come along. Which actually, it's entering the tunnel now, so it should not be too far away. Do this. Still have control over that. Let's go ahead and set ourselves up for a screenshot. Then I think we'll go over, maybe have a look at Shepton Mallet, and then probably should take a couple in maybe Berwick or something like that. And we'll work from there. Oh yes, this is a good screenshot location. Maybe take it from, let's say we took it from the roof of this building There we go. We're on the roof, even though this building's not quite the building that I want. Yes, we were here, and then you'll get to see the train. Hopefully a vehicle goes underneath as well. Can I maybe even move that into... Yes, a wide... Let's do a wide-angle camera for this. That makes it look more like a CCTV, though, or some sort of something like that. Maybe not. Just wait for the train now. Guess. Wait, hang on. Set up the camera. This is the bit that I keep forgetting to do. Let's set up the camera. Add the keyframe. Now the keyframe is ready. So I can actually go looking for the train. Here it comes. We'll slow this right down. Let's watch this train go over. I've never actually looked at I've never looked at this in this manner at all. Please match, please match, please match. It does. Good. To me, that is realistic. I don't know about you, but to me, that is realistic. That's what I would expect to see. There's quarter-mile river width, train going over it. This is all very... Yes, I consider this to be realistic. Not perfect, but realistic. That is my thinking on this. That's how I see it. Still don't know how I did that, but it works. I'll go over to Shepton Mallet. Is there anything in Oh, there is. There are trains. There are 4 trains here. Why are there 4 trains here? I am now concerned. I'm very concerned that there are 4 trains here. This is not... This is odd. I'm not sure this is supposed to be a thing, but... alright. I will take the screenshot and then be concerned afterwards. Sure. They'll probably move. They're probably just sitting there because they've just got there. Please move. None of these are on timetables as far as I know. Maybe it's a crew change. That's that. I'm going to say it's that. It's a crew change. Please go. You're not on a timetable, are you? Timetable. Come on. Oh wait, you are on timetables. You're unbunching yourselves. Okay. That's fine. I can live with that. I'm not entirely happy about it. What I am going to do though is I'm going to see if I can get a screenshot of this from the station. Why not? I never thought about this. I never thought about taking this as an angle. Cloudy morning does not quite do it justice. Fair morning does, but I still think we need a bit more haze. This is the best way that I can get haze on this. And give it a bit more yellow. That's a bit too bright a morning. Just rework the shadows just a touch. There. Okay. It's not quite how I'd want it, but it is good enough. Sure, add that to go. Okay. Well, whilst they are dealing with that, so let's go. There's nothing else really here. You get a picture from this bridge of another one. Not really. This is actually getting busier. So this is being used, which I'm pleased to see. That means this road is getting a lot busier. Good. So at least that is happening. Unfortunately, none of this is growing. This isn't terrible. Not against just sitting here looking like that at a train. There is a train coming. Good. Oh, actually, that's another. I remember this one. I remembered it immediately because I remember designing it. Change the sky angle a bit. Oh. Sure. No, not quite. It's that. There we go. That'll do. Okay. Maybe I should have been down here, but that would have been better. But let's just go back up here and get that. Also, are you stopping? You will be stopping in the station, or at the station. I'd like to take a screenshot. Is there any other train coming in? Oh, that train's gone. I remembered I made this station. It was all right. It's an all right station. I might come back to a screenshot for that. Anything over here with the freight that looked good? I cannot remember. It was busy. That I have memory of. I have memory of it being very busy, and it still is very busy. That's about it. Oh, this was always. I thought I did a good job here, building this. Yes, this was. I thought this was a decently made. There's a little box issue there. Not sure what that is. I'm gonna find out, shall I? No, I have no idea what that is. Take it from that angle, take it from this angle. I think it looks better from this angle, right? Yes, I think it does. In fact, that is probably not in the tree. Not in the tree. I guess I could do in the tree, and there we go. Give it a bit more. Just gives it a bit of depth, a bit of angle or something to it. There we go. I'm okay with that. Whatever it is on the platforms, that they are there, and I have no idea what they are. If somebody figures it out, just add it to the mods, and I think you'll be all right. Oh look, it's hidden it. Chance for a good screenshot. Excellent. Okay, not going to. In fact, no. Let's wait for this one to go. Why not? I'm not seeing that many trains going, so we'll wait for it to go first. That was loud. I think we're coming up to the end of this episode as well. So maybe a few more. And if there are other locations that you would like to see, please let me know, and perhaps I'll add a few more screenshots. And we can see it. We can see how it all fares over the next few videos. As that one leaves, another one is coming straight in. So this is a continuous flow of trains, very, very busy. I think it's great, and it was designed to do exactly that. It's a single track freight line. The freight train's gone through to back of all of this. It's actually not a bad view. It's unfortunate that these are just a bit incorrect. They're not, yeah, they are not period correct. Although this is a pretty good view. Not taken any screenshots like this. So maybe I should just try and grab one over here. So this will all change as well. This is definitely all going to end up changing. It will be interesting to see what this looks like in 10 episodes time. Nothing around to give those screenshots, fine, or to add to the screenshot, absolutely fine. Nothing else here. Off camera, I have gone ahead and fixed a lot of this. Oh, that's not... Maybe I've taken a screenshot like this before. That's not bad. That is not bad at all. Let's try and brighten this up just a touch so that we can see and appreciate this in all of its... that's too close. We can see and appreciate this as time goes on. There we are. That's shot off. It's good. I've got this running really quickly, right? So yes, that is why. So this runs all the way along here. I guess you'd see it for a lot of it. If you're in this car, yes, you'd be able to see it all the way down. There isn't much here to show, so not going to do anything there. I went around, as I said, one of the things I've done off camera is try to put in as many of these rivers as possible. So you'll see that a lot of them are actually done. So here's another example. See, that's done all the way now. So is this one. I think I've done this one. This one was done from before. This one I haven't done. So ones are sort of that do not matter so much right now I have left. But ones that are, for example, this one. I've gone ahead and done that. This bit, none of this was done, so I've fixed all of that. This one, I think, was already done previously. Yes, I've fixed that. So yes, it has been... It has taken quite a lot of time. I'll say that. It has definitely taken a lot of time to get this done properly. There we go. That's a little bit better. Anything else that I would like to show off? I mean, this junction is always... I think I need to capture this junction at maybe at this sort of distance. And the reason for that is because I think that this junction is going to end up changing quite a lot going forward. So it'd be interesting to actually see it now and later. So we'll go ahead and do that. I'll take that as a screenshot, and I'll also, I think, perhaps take it from this side so that there is a bit of a better view of it, or I get to see more of how certain parts of it work, because I'll end up forgetting. I'll definitely end up forgetting how this all panned together and worked. There we go. We'll take that. What else needs to be done? Let's go find out. I guess an overhead view of this would be nice from this angle. Because this, I can guarantee this is going to end up changing. Yes, this will definitely end up changing in the future. So having a reference for this one is probably quite important as well. We'll do that. And take a not thumbnail, but a screenshot right there. Okay, good. Wonder what that looks like from up here. It's actually quite nice. Might do that too. Shame this doesn't keep playing. The London Brighton South Coast Railway carriages are, locomotives are annoying me. So I think I'll probably go down here and take this one. Keep playing. There we go. Now we'll do something like that, I think. Just showing off some of this, but not too much. Not too much. Right. What else do I want to take a screenshot of? These bits are fine. I always liked this little bit. This was always very detailed. But is there a train that is going to potter its way through? One has just gone up there right now. This train should be on its way back soon. So we'll find out whether that comes back. In the meantime, anything to be seen here? Not really. It's quite a marshalling yard, so maybe there is much stuff to be seen. Let's do that. Why not? Oh, that's too close. Or is it? No, it is. Or is it? The answer is it is. There we go. Let's go ahead and do that. This isn't the most interesting. I appreciate that is not the most interesting of angles or anything. 180 this. Why not? How do I change where the sun actually is in the sky? That's something I need to figure out. That would be nice. There must be something that I can do with that. I know I'm going out the other way, but I'm just trying to find something that shows this off relatively well. There we go. That's all right. There, that will do. Okay, good. I just noticed again. I've noticed this a couple of times before. So you notice some of the shadows in the what do you call it? The smoke. It always looks great. This train's probably not going to leave for an age, so that's fine. In fact, you know what? Why don't we just keep an eye on that one? There we go. Whilst we potter around looking for any other nice screenshots. You're stuck in traffic. Hey, you are stuck in traffic. You're going to be going that way, right? Maybe. I'll find out. The other train's off on its way. Trying to figure out where a reasonable screenshot for this could be, but there isn't much. It's a bit too many trees. Too many trees in that area. This one we've taken loads like this, so I'm not too fussed about that. Not much to show off in Taunton. I guess really it's once that train, I'm going to ignore that one. That one is on its way down. That one will be giving me that screenshot. Then I'll go take a couple more at the top, and then we're done. Yes, I think at that point I will say yes. We are done. We are... I'm happy with the amount of screenshots I've taken, and hopefully you have enjoyed the Scenic tour. Again, save game will be available. If it is up and running, I will... If the save game is up and running, I will let you know by... I'll let you know by having it in the description box. Yes, that's the one. I'll have it in the description box, and from there we can see however it's all works. So hopefully it should be available, and you should just be able to download it. That's the theory. So you should just be able to download the save game and play with it and do whatever you want. If you do have, of course, if you come up with a whole bunch of ideas or anything, please do let me know. It would be interesting to hear those ideas and even see them. And for that, if you join my Discord, and there is a channel dedicated to strategy games, this counts as a strategy game. That would be great to see your ideas and what you think I could do. By all means, of course, once you have the save game, remove as many mods as you wish, or add mods as you wish, and then let me know what mods you have added and removed. So that'd be nice. Did I add this? I don't know. I'm just going to do that just in case. I can always go back and delete them if I need to. There are 2 trains. That looks really good. That does look really, really good. If that train's just stopped, that means that there's a fast train coming through. And I want to see if I can catch that fast train. Because I think another train has just stopped to let a high-speed train through. I didn't see a high-speed train on its way in, unless it was indeed that Pullman. It could have been that. Might be. We'll wait again. 30 seconds. I guess. But for everybody who has been watching all of this and the entire series, please, or thank you. I do very much appreciate all the support that people have been giving, all the suggestions, whether I do or whether I have or have not followed them. I do very much appreciate them. Here comes a Pullman train, express service from Berwick-upon-Tweed. Oh, and that actually looks really nice, apart from the end bits. Okay, well, that's fine. Great. Yes, I do very much appreciate all of the support that you have given. Why have I got that signal there? That has to be intentional. Why? Why did I do that? I think it was to ensure that this does not constantly get stuck or something. Something like that. Anyway, yes. Yes, otherwise it might have got stuck behind another train there. The support has been fantastic. It's very much appreciated. I know that this has been one strange series going on for a very, very, very long time, and that is sometimes quite unusual for such an occurrence. For 4 years, for a Transport Fever 2 series. Who do I think I am? Etho with Minecraft or something. Do go check out Etho. If you've never heard of Etho, please do go check him out. Probably one of the best YouTubers YouTube content creators I have ever come across. Far better than I think I will ever be. So anyway, that aside, Oh look, some more traffic. That side, yes, oh dear. Every bit of sport that people have given, I very much appreciate. This has been quite tough at times, especially there were opportunities, there were moments at which the game broke, and I sit there and try and recreate and fix things. Sometimes I've had game crashes, and with those game crashes, I've lost. I think I've lost hours of footage at points. So going back and doing all of that has been tough at points. And over the next few months, there is a high chance that this may happen again. This sort of stuff. I'll pause that. I want the not Cirrus Noon. I do like the morning one. Fair Morning is really nice. Just like to edit this just a touch and bring that brightness down a bit. And the sun rotation around just a touch. There. That'll do. Okay. Perfect. That's a really good spot to take a screenshot, and I think that is probably we'll pop over to Berwick just in case there is something over there that I can show. But yes, all that support has been massively appreciated, and hopefully you enjoy the remainder of this series. For now, I'm going to end this video, so I'm also looking at this being a potential. Yep, that can be the thumbnail. That there can be the thumbnail for this particular video. So thank you very much for watching. Please remember to click on the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on Transports Fever 2, the UK modded series. Leave a comment in the comments box below, letting me know what you think. Any suggestions you have as to what I do through the years, please do let me know. In the next video, we will be in the year 1925. Unless I see a whole bunch of people saying, no, go directly to the year 1930. If that's the case, then I'm maybe in the year 1930. But either way, I hope to see you there. If you can do so, please do consider supporting me on Patreon. A link in the description box below. And also you will find links to my Discord and social media if you want to go ahead and check that out. I should probably link my Reddit there because that's probably what I use more. Not sure. Anyway, that is all from me. I may not have shown absolutely everything, but hopefully I've shown enough. And I shall see you next time in Transports Fever 2, the UK modded series, as we step closer. I say closer, we step closer to the future, I was going to say. No, we start bringing ourselves closer to the present. I'll see you then.